if you become an intern, if you're selected as an intern, if you're a final year student, and if you're selected as an intern, this is a 6-month paid position. You get paid 6,000 rupees per month as stipend, plus accommodation and food. But you will have to be based out of Vijayawada, and you may have to travel to other camps. If you're an intern, that's offer that's available to you. And if you are, since you are in final year of your studies, APSSDC will work with your college to get attendance waiver if that is required for you to come and become an intern. So it's a great opportunity to learn, to work with I2E, to carry on some of the responsibilities that you become like any other staff member in I2E. You become one of the team members, and you learn and you get paid to do that. So what else can be better? You get an opportunity to learn and get paid to do that. So that is internship. Then at the next level is coaches. So not all interns. Some of the interns will be selected as coaches. Coaches are, you are the best of the best, and you are going to be coaching the I2E students in their venture development. So to do that, you will be given intensive training. This is a week-long training that will be conducted by Mr. Greg Dalmole. He's coming. He's based in Boston. He's traveling here in another 10 days' time. He's coming here. So he will conduct. He's a director who does this for a living in Northeastern University, Boston. He's coming here all the way to Vijayawada, and he will conduct that training program to train you to be coaches. What do you do when you have to coach? Then on campus, the I2E participants, we're going to have about 200 plus 250 students in the I2E program with different venture ideas, developing their ventures through the program. You would be coaching them. You would be trained to coach them in their venture development process. And you would work with the ambassadors, rest of the team. So you would be the core team, as in you pay to this, plus you get training and you get to coach the students who are developing their ventures. The key dates to remember is, again, these dates would be communicated to you later. To become an ambassador intern by December 3rd, you have to make the decision. Today is the 30th of November. So next 2 or 3 days, you have to make the decision. You have to enroll in an orientation program. Orientation program for ambassadors will be on the 16th of December. A coach orientation workshop is, you have to enroll at number 8, and because the training actually starts on the 11th. And there are e-club activities that you would be starting on. Then the demo day will be sometime in June. A demo day is the graduation day for all the ventures. If the ventures that come into the camp, they come in and they develop their ventures, and if they have reached a stage where they're ready to be launched, they have to demonstrate their businesses, not just a project idea. They have to demonstrate that, including financials, including customers, including how they're getting revenues. All of that they have to demonstrate on a demo day. That is the grand graduation day sometime in June of next year. Okay, some of the benefits if you're an intern. Again, these are select few, the interns, the final year students. If you become an intern, all of the APSSDC, various initiatives that APSSDC has, Udacity, Google, Microsoft, Epic's program, all of these would be available to you. So you get, you can take benefit of not getting yourself trained on all of those initiatives. You get to participate in the I2E program, and if you choose, if you have a business idea, like we mentioned earlier, to join the i2e Venture Development Program, you have to go through an idea and screening process. The fee is 50,000 rupees. You get waiver of 45,000 rupees. You just pay 5,000 rupees and get the venture developed through the process. So that's an additional benefit you get if you're an intern. So you get paid the $6,000, I'm sorry, 6,000 rupees. I keep saying dollars. So you get paid 6,000 rupees a month. You get to work on i2e programs. You get to learn. If you have a business idea that you want to launch, you get a great fee waiver of 45,000 rupees of waiver. You get to get exposed to the rest of the programs, Google, Microsoft, Udacity, all of the programs with APSSDC, and this is along with your academic projects. So, and you get exposed to Siemens Centers of Excellence labs. So it's going to be a great time. You're going to have a great time while getting paid to do all this. So that is for the interns. And if you are an ambassador, you're not a final year student, you're an ambassador, you get to learn i2e, you get to work with i2e, and you will be given preference to become interns next year when you become a final year student. Sorry. So what is the application process? There's a link available. This is where you can apply. If you want to be an ambassador or an intern, you can go on to the APSSDC site. We'll probably email this a link to you, or you can call and get this link. You can go register, and then there'll be an evaluation process that will follow that. Okay, now I'm ready for questions. So can they unmute and ask a question, or type? You can either unmute yourself, ask the question, or you can type it up on the chat window, and I'm happy to answer. Do they have the ability to unmute themselves? Mute that. Yes, please. Can I not hear them? Okay, I see a question here. 6-month students sparing their final year time will be very difficult. What do you say? A final year student, you're in the final semester. In many cases, we have seen the students have already completed their academic work and they're onto their project. If you get a waiver, if you get the waiver, then you can come and work as an intern. Just sending the other question is, just sending an idea is sufficient to get the waiver? No, not just sending an idea. You have to register the idea on the portal. We'll make available the portal to you. It's not yet ready. So if you submit your business idea, you go through a screening process, and if the business idea is selected, then yes. Then if the business idea is selected, then you get to take the benefit of the venture development process. We're talking about two things here. The question is just sending an idea, get the waiver. So you send the business idea, get through the evaluation and screening. Then if you're selected, you get the benefit of the venture development process. Now we're talking about getting the waiver. That is for interns. If you are an UI fellow and if you want to become an intern, that's when you get the waiver. Is it required to register college also? Yes, college will have a big role to play. If the student is selected to participate in the program, then we're going to work with the college to make accommodations for the student to participate in the program and encourage the student to come forward and develop the venture. The question here is, for final year students, they are to complete a project also, how it will be. Okay, the project, this this could be that's where we work with the college to the project, the venture idea that they take up here. We'll work with the colleges that to be credited as the project work for the academic completion. The question being asked is, there are a couple of questions. Let's see. Though we get the waiver, still for students from final semester is difficult for completing project. Though we get waiver, so the project idea that you come up with for venture development in the program, that's when you come up with a venture idea, we'll work with your college and make sure that it is integrated into your program. The work you do, the venture development process that you go through here is considered credit towards your academic completion. And the next question is, what's the use of being an ambassador? An I2E ambassador, you get to work with the I2E team. You get, being an ambassador on the college campus, you get to participate, you get to organize events there on campus, working with the coaches and the rest of the I2E team. You become part of the I2E team and work with the team to implement the programs on the campus. There's a question, we are from a VDC at RVRJC. We are already a part of ITA program. Is it possible to be an ambassador and be an inductee? Yes. Yes, please. You are part of the VDC. Then you're already on the I2E program in a learning capacity. By becoming an ambassador, you would go to the other side and participate in implementation of some of these programs. And if you are inducted as an ambassador, you would be given those responsibilities. Is there any training for ambassadors? Yes, by all means. We don't just give you a stamp of ambassador and leave you to do whatever you feel like. There is a training program available. Yes. Any other questions? Can they only type? Can they not ask? Can they not speak their questions? Yeah, if you feel free.
You can unmute your mic and speak if you want to speak with us.
If you want to verbalize your question, feel free to unmute the mic and speak. Otherwise, this also works fine if you want to keep typing up the questions. Sometimes it may be difficult to type up long questions. So that option is available to speak your question. Can we tell the details to our friends to make them enroll for venture? Absolutely. The venture development program, the I2E program, is available to all students, not just to the UI fellows. As ambassadors, actually, you would be doing that. You would be working with the students because as students, you connect much better with your fellow students than we can connect with them. So that's why we want to empower you with all the information on the I2E program so you can go communicate that to your fellow students, your friends and other students. And they come to you to ask questions. And if you know the answers, you tell them. If you don't know the answers, you come back, check with the I2E team, go back with the answers. That's why you will be the go-between between I2E and the campus. Okay, there are a few questions. Let me go through some. How long is it useful for third-year students? How long is it useful for third-year students? I don't get it. Is there any limitation for business ideas? Like, should they be limited to certain fields? There's no limit to the business idea. It can be anything. It can be engineering. It can be software. It can be manufacturing. It can be any business idea. There is all kinds of ideas. Any service business, any product business, anything from any field. Any other questions, please? This is your time. Just, Okay, someone's asking, can you please elaborate on what we would work on as interns? Okay, as I think one slide we had put up there as interns, what you would do, you would become part of the i2e program. You would work on various i2e initiatives. As I said, e-club is one of them, and there are multiple other. No, are you trying to go to? There's a slide. Let's take you to. Okay, I don't think we put up this. As interns, if you get selected as coaches, these are the things you would do as coaches. You can see the screen here now. As interns, you're an intern but not a coach. You'll be handling other responsibilities other than coaching the students. Other responsibilities would be starting e-clubs, organizing e-club activities. As an example, speaker series. A speaker series is we invite speakers from all over. Speakers are essentially successful entrepreneurs themselves. So they may be somewhere in the country, somewhere in the world. You would coordinate, you would talk to them, you would call them, you would invite them to come and speak. You would coordinate the dates. So these are some of the activities you could be doing. You could be organizing a contest. You could be organizing an event on campus. So these are things that you, as interns you'd be doing. What is that?
In their respective field, we will guide the students.
Oh, in the respective field. Sure.
Along with these,
okay. Okay, there are a couple of questions here. What about waiver? Let's see. What about waiver for non-UAF students who are interested in take part in this? That is a possibility also if your college comes forward. So there's a question here about if you're not a UIF student, you're a normal student, not UIF, then you have a business idea. You want to enroll in the program, but now you need to get attendance waiver from to participate in that. That's something that has to be decided by your college. We are going to put in a word if your business idea is a serious idea, and if you can benefit from participating in this program, we're going to work with your college and then ask them to give you either a full waiver or part waiver or make some accommodation so that you find time to develop your venture. Absolutely, we'll help you do that. The next question, in what way a computer science student could gain benefit from venture development program? A computer science, it doesn't matter what field of engineering you're pursuing. If you have a business idea, you may be an arts student, as an example. In fact, in Northeastern University of Boston, you won't believe it, more than 50% of the ventures come not from engineering students, they come from humanities students. In fact, bulk of this, I would say about 70% of the ventures come from humanities. It doesn't matter, your field of study doesn't mean anything to be an entrepreneur. If you have a business idea, you can come forward and get help to develop that venture into a full-fledged business. What is the use for third years? It seems like fourth years can take an intern, but what is the use for third year? Okay, the question is, fourth years can become interns. What is the use for third year? A third year student, if you are a university innovation fellow and you are in the third year, you can still become an ambassador. Once you become an ambassador, you get engaged in the activities that i2e does. And now when you go into your final year, because you've already been exposed to i2e, you have a better chance at an internship with i2e in the subsequent year. Is the training to develop the venture common to all business ideas or specific to each? That's a very good question. But it doesn't matter what business is, the process you go through is very, very similar. So how do you take a business idea and build it to various phases into into developing a venture. So that is very common to all businesses. There's some slight variation. It's a product that you're trying to manufacture and market, or if it's a service that you are delivering, the changes. The same. Next question, can you please share the PowerPoint there without, but the same information will be available in brochures and other forms. There's a website that will describe the same information. So you can share those links rather than send a bulky PowerPoint. I think that's a much better idea. How much time do we need to spend working as an ambassador? It's something that you should be able to handle on your own. I don't anticipate that as an ambassador you would spend a lot of time. It's up to you how much time you want to spend, how much time you have available, how much time you can spare out of your own interests. So it cannot be zero, obviously, as an ambassador, but it's a number greater than zero. Is it, okay, there's a long question here. Let me try to read and understand before you answer. If our idea got selected for waiver after becoming an intern, can that venture give an equivalent credit for the academic project, which we have to do in our last semester as part of our curriculum? Do APSSDC and you work with our college to get the equivalent credit? That's a great question. That's something that we are willing to work with your college to see if your college would give you the same credit for the venture development that you do here as the academic project. Treat this as the project requirement to fulfill your graduation requirements. So we're going to work with your college, absolutely. Okay, the next, we can have an opportunity of becoming an intern. Work, we just answered, right?
No.
Okay. Becoming an intern, work for i2e as well as venturing our own ideas, if we have any, through getting training, waiver, and other amenities. I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. That's great. I like it. What might be the possible duration for getting an idea validated after submitting it in the portal? 2 weeks. We will, the first lot of selection is going to be by the 15th, by no later than the 15th of December. So that is for the smart idea competition. And that process will, the selection process will be ongoing even after the 15th of December. Because the program, the venture development program, starts in the early to middle of January. So we have some time to do that. But if you submit the idea and want to catch the competition, which is tentatively that is I think the 16th of December, between 16th and 18th of December, there will be one date between those 3 days. So we will have a competition during that time. So if you want to participate in the competition, so you have to submit the idea now in the next few days, and then the selection for that will be completed by the 15th of December. This for the competition. If you want to participate in the i2e venture development program, not necessarily for competition, you can submit your ideas through the end of December into early January. We will still screen them and select them and determine if they're eligible to participate in the i2e program. We have a question. We can have an opportunity of becoming. Okay. No, there's no question. Any more questions? Any questions from the ladies in the room? We have 2 UI fellows in the room. Anything from you? Any other questions? We still have the floor open for questions. So just to clarify, I think the number of questions that came on the academic projects and the venture ideas. So as to complete your graduation, you're required to do an academic project, right? So that what we are saying is, if the project that you are doing for your academic purposes, you can bring that into the venture idea. If that's an idea that has the potential to be developed into a business, then they're one and the same. So by completing the venture development process, you're also completing your academic project. But there may be cases where you have your computer science student, your business idea at a pawn shop, just an example. So there's no this doesn't give you the academic credential. So there's something of your own interest and idea. You have to develop this venture, and you still have to complete your academic project. So that's a clarification I want. I think the questions. Okay, we have a couple more questions. Will they filter the ideas proposed by the students, or are they going to support all the ideas proposed? No, not all ideas. Hopefully, we will be in a position to support all ideas, but there is a filtering process. I think one of the slides described that there is at least 2 levels of screening, if not 3, for ventures for the ideas to be filtered through and be qualified. Then the next question, we don't currently have a business idea. Will we get any help in generating ideas? Well, you have to come up with a business idea. Look around you. So the business ideas don't come if you sit in a room and be trained to get ideas. An idea is something that comes to you naturally during the course of your life. You have, for instance, you've all heard about Red Bus, right? Red Bus is something that most of you have heard about. Actually, I met the founder of Red Bus recently, and the reason they started Red Bus is because they happened to miss a bus. They couldn't get on a bus, so the business idea came, well, we have to start an app where now we can book tickets and get this, not miss a bus again. So in your day-to-day life, you will come across so many you're wading through challenges. You look around yourself. There are ideas around you. So they have to come naturally to you. We're not going to put you in a classroom and teach you how to get an idea. And actually, a great example is Netflix. All of you are familiar with Netflix, right? Netflix started because before Netflix, there was this business called Blockbuster. Blockbuster is a video rental business. So they have stores through which they rent. They used to rent video cassettes. Many of you may not have seen video cassettes. So video cassettes were rented, and this gentleman, the founder of Netflix, name escapes me. So he didn't return it in time, so he was levied penalties. So you don't return it for the rental cost of $3 to keep it for 1 day. And if you don't return it every day you keep it, you pay $1 per day. So if you keep it for 15 days, you pay another $15. So this man said, oh my God, this is a big business. I should enter this. So that's when he started Netflix. And he said Netflix was started by mailing video, the DVDs. So he would mail the DVDs to you, pay a subscription fee, he would mail the DVDs to you. You get them in the mail, you watch them, you return them, you get more videos. No, he said the first thing he said is no penalties. You never pay any penalty for it. That's how Netflix started. With the advent of technology, he is now streaming. all of these videos instead of renting. You don't have to physically rent a DVD or a disc to watch. Now he's gotten into production. He's building these various shows that you're so familiar with. So that's how many times business ideas come out of necessity, come out of problems. You face a problem, then you suddenly get so determined to solve that problem by launching a venture, launching business, and that business can become an iconic figure in the business world. Any other questions? I think I probably overlooked giving you one detail. One detail was your UI fellows. Remember the fee structure we had for the various programs? You had. Let me take you back to that slide. This slide. See the first phase that's no longer available. The whoever is completing phase 1 will move to phase 2, and some students will enter phase 2 directly. The phase 2, you see the fee of 50,000. So that is 40,000 for the interns. Whoever is joined becomes an intern, that fee is discounted. For the students who come up with business ideas to enter the program, it's not discounted as much, but that again is discounted. They don't pay 50,000 rupees. They pay a lesser fee than 50,000 rupees. For the students who are in phase 1, going on to phase 2, if you come up with a business idea and you pay 10,000 rupees already, if you graduate into phase 2 with a business idea, you're selected for phase 2, then you don't have to pay any more fee. The 50,000 rupees is waived for you because you already paid 10,000 rupees, and that fee is considered paid for phase 2 also. Only thing is, you have to complete phase 1, you have to come up with a business idea, the business idea has to be selected, and you have to be admitted into phase 2 to get that waiver. So the only time anybody would get more than 45,000 rupees waiver is the students who are completing phase 1 because they've already paid 10,000. They get the entire 50,000 paid. Any other questions? We still have 15 minutes available. Okay. If there are no questions, we will close this session early. Again, let me put up on the screen the registration site, the link. Registration. Application. That's where you would go to apply. Are eligible to become ambassadors. Only the final year students are eligible to become interns. And out of the interns, a select few of them will become coaches. That is a link. Okay, is that a wake-up call or a closing call? Okay, there's a question here. Let's see. Being an ambassador, do we want to pay money? No, you don't have to pay to become an ambassador. When you're selected as an ambassador, you would You want to pay money. No, you don't need to pay money, and you don't get paid. For being an ambassador, there's no financial compensation. If you're an intern, you get paid the 6,000 rupees stipend. Being an ambassador, we don't pay you, and you don't pay to become an ambassador. You would carry on some of the responsibilities of i2e, and you would get some benefits of i2e, being the first to know things. Okay, if we have there are further questions, do they have an email that they can send? Is there an email address we have given to ask questions? Or did they already they already got a mail, right, from so whatever mail you got, just reply to that mail if you have any questions. Okay, so okay, let's
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you all very much. You enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we look forward to seeing many of you on the program. All the best to you.
Sir. Have a good evening.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.